Milani released their new and improved baked formulation in the bronzer, blush, and a highlight, which I didn't pick up. I have the bronzer in the shade Capri Copper, and I have the blush in the shade Ciao Bella. Let's go ahead and try it out and see how good they work. Taking the bronzer on a Morphe M105 brush. I heard they're pigmented, so I'm going to dust some off. I was scared of this shade at first because in the store it looked like it would pull ashy, but I was torn between this one and the shade Sicilian. I forgot what it's called, but it's the very last shade. I think it's only 4 shades in the line, which I do think could be improved, but this shade I feel like will work because this is what I saw most people around my skin tone wearing. Now that I look at it, it's not a bad shade. Not typically the shade I would go for. Like, I either go for a reddish undertone or a more golden shade. But this one, I don't think is that bad. Oh, that's cute. Let's put some down the nose just to really see. Taking it to the eyebrow. Always taking it to the eyebrow for a more natural look. That's actually cute. I like that. That's a really pretty shade. It added a little bit of sculpt to my face. Let's go ahead and try this blush because this is what I'm most excited about. Taking some of this blush on my Sephora blush brush. Now this is like the perfect, I would say, summer shade because it has more like a peachy coral undertone. But I just tried more of a berry tone with the Danessa Myricks blush, so I didn't want to bore y'all like using the same shades over and over. So this will probably be perfect in the summer and spring, but it's still worth a try for now. Okay, that's so pretty. Wait a minute. This is one of those blush highlighter hybrids. So if you don't wear highlighter or you don't want to buy a highlighter, this is kind of infused with it. And because it is a baked formulation, you do have to break the seal because otherwise you probably won't get much pigment from the product. But I think it's building up pretty good without me having to do that. So this is how the blush and the bronzer looks on my skin. I think it's adding a nice radiance. I love a baked formulation because it gives more of a filter effect on the skin. It's more airbrushed, and I think everything just look more natural versus that flat matte or like too luminous. This is adding like the perfect just amount of like sun kiss, I always say, to your face when you're applying anything with a baked formulation. I love the shades that I chose. Ciao Bella is so pretty. I think it'll be even more prettier in the summertime and spring because it has that warm coral undertone. But I still think it looks good in the winter. It just all depends on, you know, what's